going to give you a little passage from the third movement of the Kuchler Concertino, which is one of my favorite little pieces if you have students who are just pre-Vivaldi concerto. And here's how the passage sounds inside the concerto. It goes on. How many people know this concerto? Or concertino, excuse me? Okay, great. So that maybe, I'm sure your students have done string crossings by this point. All mine have, for sure. But have they ever done a rapid kind of going back and forth between two strings? Sometimes the answer is no. And in this case, unless you have an Etude perfectly handy, I have arranged Mary Had a Little Lamb, this is on page 2 of your handout. I like to give these things funny little fun tyrants because that's just, I don't know, that just makes me happy. So I call this Mary Had a Little String Crossing, so here's how that goes. Right. Works fine with half cross buttons. You can put in the high, the fifth, if you want. Or not, depending on the level of the student. We'll talk about this later, but it needs to not have any extraneous technical challenges. That's why in the rendition that you have on your sheet there, I have not put in the high C, because that could just totally have the same problem with bogging down. And then also, I feel this is an extremely useful technique to use even in very advanced settings. So for example, in the Sibelius concerto, you don't have this one, sorry, but you have another one from the Sibelius. So there's a passage which has string crossings with the 16th notes, and the accent is on the third 16th note of each beat, this one. Right, we know that one. I'm doing maybe like 7 out of 10 on execution for this. I need a target mini Etude. So I've written out Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I have placed the tune on the third 16th note with accents to give us a ground somewhere between the Sibelius concerto and just playing open strings, right? Right? And if your students have a sense of humor, which hopefully everybody does, I think that's funny, because it makes me better. This is what I was practicing in preparation for this speech. I'm sitting there like, should I practice Sibelius or should I practice Mary? I was like, should I practice Sibelius for the intonation? Yes. But Mary Had a Little Lamb where I'm going for the string crossing and the accents.